Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little different. No ACC today. Today we're in Assetto Corsa. First game I installed as a sim game for Racer on my PC. We're going to be at the Nordschleife. We're going to do the tourist loop. And we're going to be with Liam Prince. I'll be in the 911 GT3 RSR. Second time driving around this track. And Liam is going to be in the GTR, the Nissan GT3. He's just getting used to the track. Like I say, very long track if you haven't heard of the Nordschleife before. It's in Germany. Very, very long tracks you're about to see. Usually, I think like on the tourist loop, 6.5 minute lap times. Less than that as well for some of the aliens out there, obviously. But we're going to see how we can do. What we're going to do is take the fastest lap of an hour-long session. And luckily enough, actually, it was quite a nice one where Liam was smashing the first section, and we got to tag behind him for a little bit, see him in action, and then finish off the lap. So, oh, love how Assetto Corsa looks. Just taking it all in there. It's been a while, to be fair, since I've been back on it, but a few of my sim racing buddies are now on Assetto Corsa, working their way up. A lot of GT3 races going down, some F1 races as well recently. So here we are in the parking area anyway, starting off. See Liam heading out onto track, me and the Porsche sitting there, and now we're off. We're going to use this view for most of it, but we're also going to have some video inlay of kind of external camera views as well. See how that goes. You can see on the camera behind me now that we have another Porsche following. So it should be interesting to see how that goes. Right, onto the straight away from the parking area under the bridge. And we see there's actually a Mazda 787B, a lovely rotary car, Le Mans winning. That I'm actually going to have to make quick work of this because I see Liam has there, so I needed to as well. Round the outside of him, managed to still get on the inside for the corner, so didn't lose too much time. Now here we are onto where we start the main Nordschleife track. I believe they do 8-hour, maybe even 24-hour races around this, real life and in sim as well. I can't imagine something you need more concentration for, to be fair. Coming into the first set of S's is what I call them. Usually you can stick it in third gear and just kind of see how it rolls through. I'm a bit new to the Porsche, like I said earlier, and I've only really done about 2 hours on this track with it now, this being perhaps the third. I try and stay off the curbs as much as possible, apart from that one there. Usually because I find the Porsche is a bit oversteery, it's a bit challenging to be fair. Lovely views up on the almost flat out section. Him attaching the brakes there, just trying to keep his car in line. GTR obviously got a lot of power on the straights, but a bit weightier than the Porsche. They link to Liam's channel in the description as well. Oh, another tap of the brakes then. Just off the track, but manages to hold it back on as well. Amazing driving from Liam there to hold that back. Keeps it still on the tarmac, and under the bridge we go. So I'm just trying to settle into the race now, to be fair. This next corner coming up, this next left. Usually tap of the brakes, drop a gear, cut it as much as you can on the left, and then get on the brakes for this next proper slower section. Second gear usually for me out of this. First gear I feel just drags it front down a little too much, turns it in a bit too much now. So, Mr. Rebel Tree on the left. Salute to the Rebel Tree. Shout out to Mr. Jimmy Broadbent. I'm going to say a lot of these top streamers that you guys probably know, I obviously know as well, and spend a lot of this quarantine time watching them in all honesty. I come into one of my, probably my second favourite part of this track in all honesty. Coming up to miss, hit, miss, which is right here. You want to miss the first apex, hit the second, miss the third, and get onto the power, and then straight onto the brakes for this next tighter section here. Now a bit of a history, I guess, because I know the track very well, but I don't know many of the corner names or anything, so I find it a bit difficult to give commentary. But I've spent quite a lot of time on the Nordschleife. I actually started out racing a lot of Forza, to be fair, and it was on one of those. It grabbed me as a younger one at that point, and then as soon as I found it on assetto corsa and some of these online tourist lobbies, it's a lot of fun. If you ever get the chance to try it in VR as well, it's great fun. It really gives you that immersive feel like you're there. This next long straight section, basically keep it flat out until there's one bravery corner a little bit on the left here. Get the external camera angle to have a little bit of a check now. Coming up to it, usually get away with a bit of a lift, maybe a downshift, and then you can stay on the power on the way out. Like I say, I'm still not that comfortable with the Porsche. I find it a little unsettling, especially crashing some of the curbs. It might be the tune that I've downloaded. I'll try about with a couple more, get some more seat time in, see if I can get it a bit faster. So, coming up the hill towards the carousel now. Actually, I think on my third lap here, caught the front left wheel onto the grass and full 360 through the carousel. Not the way you want to go around it, but that time managed to pull it off without the 360. Now coming up to my actual first favourite section of this track. Very flowing load of S's here, and even in the Porsche you can abuse these flat curves. Really get onto the throttle on the way out of these corners, pick up a bit of speed, kind of coast it through. See, onto the curb, really cutting those corners, keeping it as straight line as possible as you can through there. You don't really want the back twitching out around this section here. Yep. Coming up through towards YouTube corner, a lot of people understeer out of that. I think it's the gradient of the hill and then the camber of the actual corner that does it. Catches a lot of people out and almost caught me out there as well. Still had two wheels on the curb, so we were going to clean lap there. But over the jump, onto the brakes after the jump. If you don't, then I don't think you got the balls. To be fair, I don't think I did have in this car either, in all honesty. As flat as you can through these next few S's. I really struggle with this next right-hander here. Never know where to get onto the brakes, because you can coast it through a lot of the corner. Could have been quicker there. And the same said there. A little scared of these overcrest hills in this Porsche. Like I say, the back turn's really light. Chuck it into the mini carousel. Back onto the power. Just a lift on this next right-hander, almost two wheels on the grass there. Try and get on the power for as much as you can, and then obviously the line under the bridge is where we're looking at for the finish, and we do a 6-minute 20.3. So not bad at all, to be fair, for a couple of hours practice. Like I say, I know the track very well, and I reckon I could get a couple more seconds on that. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for sticking around, and hope to see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.